This video is brought to you by Loot Crate. Head today to lootcrate.com/reviewtechusa and enter the code RTU to save 10% on any subscription plan. Skip it up and that up. So Phil Fish, who is public enemy number 1 at the moment, has just been hacked by the V board over at 4chan, following an extremely thorough doxing by the volatile group. If you don't know what doxing is, unfortunately it happened to me. They basically find out all of your personal information, post it online in hopes that someone's going to come to your house with a shotgun and blow you away. That's what doxing is. So people know your address, people know all your personal information, so they could come physically try to harm you, because that's what he deserves. Sarcasm intended. Polytron Corporation's website and Twitter account, which is Phil Fish's company, have been taken over by internet radicals. The terrorists over at V, specifically head mod and leader of 4chan org and Anonymous, claim this is a public execution of Polytron and Phil Fish that is being done in retaliation for his attempted cover-up of Five Guys Burger and Fries. Alright, I'll give you a nutshell of what's going on without names. There is a female indie game developer who supposedly slept with people in the industry, not even going to name companies, and she did a whole bunch of shady shit. Supposedly, I refuse to actually talk about it because I don't know if it's true or not. And they're saying that because Phil Fish kind of went on a tirade defending her, and so he was in people's sights because of it. That's all you're going to know from me. I'm not spewing out names because I don't know if it's true or not, and it would be pretty fucked up to put someone on blast with that not being fact. Because if you put out something like that a developer slept with people to get on top in the gaming industry, that's pretty damning, okay? So unless there's truth to it, I'm not making a video on it, and I'm not naming any names, but I have to mention it because it's part of what's going on with Phil Fish. The payspin file, which is where I also had my information posted on, includes passwords for various different email accounts of Phil's, including various business accounts related to Polytron Corp, the company's PayPal, and the various administrative email accounts. Fish, who is known for his volatile personality, that's an understatement, took to his Twitter with a surprisingly deep and heartfelt series of tweets that show the true nature of the gaming industry. And sadly it does. This is what his tweets say, because his Twitter account, again, is no more. This is video games. This is what I get. This is unacceptable. This is not okay. Terrorists, never again. You hear me? Never again. This is video games. This is your audience. To every aspiring game developer out there, don't give up. It's not worth it. Nothing is worth this. Give up on your dreams. They are actually nightmares. Just don't do it. Run away. Now, before I go into my tirade in this video, which is actually not towards Phil Fish, I will say, and people know this very well if they watch my channel, I'm not a fan of the guy. I think he said some pretty shitty things in the past. I think he's fairly egotistical, and I'm not a Phil Fish fan at all. I pretty much dislike the guy. But that does not give people the right, just because you dislike someone, to be God, judge, and juror and put up their personal information online in hopes that someone will knock on their door with a loaded shotgun and blow them away. What the hell was the point of this? You put up Phil's personal information in hopes that someone may harm him and cripple his business just because you think he's a dick? Yeah, okay, he's a dick. I've said he's a dick before too, but am I going to hack into his life and put up his personal information online and cripple his business because I dislike the guy? What are we going to need to have, a feelings police because someone pissed you off or hurt your feelings? Yeah, Phil's a dick. He's a dick, but he did nothing illegal. Okay? And he does not deserve to have his life on the line because you don't like his tweets. Just like people thought I deserved to have my life on the line when they posted my personal information on Pastebin, when people disagreed with my Arizona/Apple video, you know, the whole thing that was going on with Arizona where they are going to have some law passed that businesses could turn down gay couples if they thought the couple was gay because it went against their religious beliefs. People didn't like what I had to say in that video, and therefore therefore, oops, I don't agree with Rich, so let me put his personal information online so someone could knock on his door and beat the shit out of him. Really, tough guy? That was your response to it, being anonymous behind a computer and just putting out my personal information? That makes you tough and powerful? Same with Phil Fish. What are you proving with this? Oh wow, I could hack into a computer, find out someone's information, post it online, and hope that person gets shot or something bad happens to them. Yeah, that's a real genius response just because you think Phil is a dick. That's great, tough guy. You look really powerful behind your computer being totally anonymous. It's not the fact that you could be anonymous, which, yeah, it's scary, but it's part of the internet. It shows how horrible we can be as a species, how low we can go, especially when we feel there's no consequence to anything. The video I put up with my girlfriend's 2 daughters in it yesterday just was a simple video that she wanted to put up of her kids trying out the durian. She gave them money to try it out. And here I'm thinking it's a totally innocent video, you know, even with how much shit I've seen on here and how pessimistic I could be knowing how crappy people could be on the internet. I'm thinking, what are people going to do to an 8 and 9-year-old kid just trying out a really gross fruit and just to see their reaction? Holy shit, I was wrong. I was once again extremely disappointed in humanity, and I didn't think I could be disappointed any more than I already am. I had people saying ridiculously sexually explicit things about an 8 and 9-year-old, and I hope there was people who replied to those disgusting comments and said that they were going to the authorities with those comments, and before I disabled them, I hope they did. It's unreal. Like, you just see how truly horrible human nature can be when people feel that all their inhibitions go away, they feel like there's no consequence to anything, and they just become these monsters. These monsters. They're the same monsters that went after Phil Fish, the same monsters that put up my information online, the same monsters that would say disgustingly sexually explicit things to little girls on the internet. Human nature, man, is horrible. And when things like this happen, you see it, and you see truly how vile it could be when people feel there's no consequence to their actions. Because these are the same people. Do you think that this person, whether it be a 15-year-old kid or a 32-year-old man, would say something sexually explicit to my face with one of those 8 or 9-year-old girls around me? No, I would knock their teeth down their throat and then call the cops. Do you think that the guy who doxed Phil Fish, or the quote-unquote group that doxed Phil Fish, if they saw him right in their face, would they say to him, hey Phil, we're going to dox you? No, because Phil would probably knock their teeth down their throat. But because they're behind the internet, they could be the true animals that they actually are. And man, it makes you think how not evolved we are as a species, how not evolved human beings are, because we could be disgusting, animalistic monsters sometimes, man. And it's fucking gross. It disgusts me and makes me want to vomit. Shame on anyone out there who does this. And for people who are going to say, though, Rich, they could be a 13-year-old kid or a 12-year-old kid, you know what? Just like when those 2 girls wanted to kill their friend and stabbed her like a bunch of times to appease Slenderman, they're being tried as adults. I also have no mercy on if a 12-year-old kid did this doxing. You know why? Because he knows. He did it because he knows it could cause harm. He has the brain capacity to realize, hey, I could hurt someone doing this. So if he could wrap his mind around that, he can also suffer the consequences if this person ever gets caught who did this doxing. Just like those 2 girls are being tried as adults, he can be shit on and be accused as an adult as well. This is awful. This is bullshit. I don't want to hear, even if you're a child, quote unquote, 12, 13, 14, if you know this is bad and do it anyway, hoping to cause harm, fuck you. I don't care that you're young. All right, folks, this is Rich of Review Tech USA. Make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for supporting my channel. Have a good one. The preceding video was brought to you by Big Cheese's YouTube channel. For gameplay reviews, gaming music, and vlogs, subscribe to Big Cheese VG. Link below in the description.